Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today, July 20th. I know it has been a very long time since my last video. I actually have no excuses. I just kind of gave up on it for a while, but I've had some people PM me on YouTube and ask me when my next videos come in, so instead of doing a DVD Blu-ray book update, I will wait till the end of this month and show everything I've gotten and do a couple reviews on some of the first time viewings I've seen and all that. But as you can guess by the title, that's what I'm going to be showing, my entire Star Trek collection on DVD and Blu-ray, considering Beyond is just 2 days away. And I would normally go to a sneak preview, but they had one in downtown Vancouver at 10 p.m., meaning I won't get home till about 1 or 2. And tomorrow, since I have to go to Vancouver for an appointment due to my lawsuit, I'm going to be too tired to even go tomorrow. So my friend and I are going to go on Friday, first showing. So yay for me. But yeah, I've loved Star Trek my whole life, basically since I was barely out of diapers. Since my parents had to take me to the theater to see Star Trek 2, thinking I'd fall asleep. I don't know why they thought that, because this is the same child they put in front of the TV with Superman playing at 7 months old, and I stayed awake for that. But, yeah, so I am just gonna shut up now, stop my rambling, and I'll show you my Star Trek collection. And of course we will start off with the original series, series 1, or season 1, season 2, and season 3. So my very first episode I saw was in the first season, and that was The Enemy Within. So got more light on here, and I think in the first season that's my favorite episode. Second season, Between a Mock Time and Trouble with Tribbles. And the third one, I can't remember actually. I think I almost think Arena is in these two, but what the hell was the one I liked in this one? I can't remember, and I don't want to check because it will take me a while. But yeah, awesome. This is what started it 50 years ago. So yeah, seasons 1, 2, and 3 of the original series. Yeah, throw them, but and then I have the short-lived animated series. I really only watched this for the first time this year, because this was kind of expensive to get, and I found it for a decent price. The cheese factor is more with this one than it is with the original series, but I enjoyed it. It was a good way to waste time. So it was very cheesy, and it's in a very interesting box. So there we go, the animated series. And then Next Generation. I shouldn't have put it down. All 7 seasons. I am nuts. Though half of these I had to wait to buy because they were too expensive. Like season 7 alone is like $90 on Amazon.ca, and I was like, really? So I actually bought some of these. I think the last 2 came from Zavi.com, because they were like, there was a big $50 difference. But I'm not going to say what my favorites are, but I was 6 when this started, and I grew up from a kid to a teenager watching this. So there's season 1, 2, 3. I will say this has my absolute favorite Star Trek episode, any kind of Star Trek, and that of course is The Best of Both Worlds, part 1, and part 2 is in season 4, and that of course is when the Borg kidnap Captain Picard and change him into one of them. And it not only a great episode, but it was a prelude, or I think that's the word I'm thinking of, to something that would happen 6 years later, but I will get into that in a minute. There's season 4, again, Best of Both Worlds part 2 is on this one. Season 5, season 6, as you can tell from the UK. This is where it really started to wind down. I was like, yeah, this is starting to something it's welcome. I can't think of it. I can't think of the word I want to say, so screw it. But yeah, I still stuck with it, and same as with this. This has not that many good episodes, but the finale was really good. So there we go. Season all my Next Generation Blu-rays. So I'll just move these over. And the next one's gonna take me quite a while. And I have, oh come on DVD, all from the UK. Sorry, all 7 seasons of Deep Space Nine. It's the same deal. These were running to about $80 to $90 on either Amazon.ca or eBay, and I got them all from the UK because there was a $40 difference. And if this year they announce a frickin' Blu-ray for this and Voyager, and Quantum Leap, which I just bought from the UK, I will be severely pissed off. But I haven't watched this series in a long time, so I only remember what my favorite episode was, and I will point it out when I get to it. So there's season 1. And yes, I know they changed it because he actually has hair and the goatee is gone in the first couple of seasons, but talk to the UK people who did this, so. Season 3. Season 4. Season 5. This one has my favorite episode. It's called The Begotten. Because in this, halfway through this season, Odo gets, him being Odo, gets changed into a solid. Because in this show, he's a changeling, so he can shapeshift. And a Quark, of all people, discovers a baby changeling and gives it to him. No. With a price. And, teaching it to shapeshift, and unfortunately it gets sick and it dies. But but before it dies, it does one last thing, and it fuses itself with Odo, giving him back his ability to shapeshift, and that was my favorite episode. And I wish this thing would stop focusing out. I apologize, but of course trying to do this one hand is harder than hell. And also, one of my favorite recurring characters is in this series, and piss off and stop it, is the character of Avorta named Wayoon, played by Jeffrey Combs, who was just awesome. So, there's season 5, season 6, and the finale, season 7, Half in Shadow. So I'll just move these out of the way. Yeah, very good show, though I can't really remember it because it's been years since I've seen it in its entirety. So there's back 2 and 1. Okay, now next, as they fall over, I gotta do this in 2s, and I put it down the wrong way. And of course, as you can tell, it's season 1. It's Voyager. I just got the last one of this to complete the whole collection. And this one I didn't really get into. I think season 1 is the only one I watched, and I got a little bit into season 2, but I kind of lost interest, which is a shame. But I do watch it occasionally when it's on our Space Channel up here in Canada, and I'm like, I wonder why I didn't get into this. So there's season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, season 6, and the finale, season 7. So I can't really say what my favorite episode of this has been, because I didn't really watch it. There is one episode, but I can't remember what it's called or what season it is. But if I ever do another video, especially when I get Star Trek Beyond on Blu-ray, maybe I'll tell you what it is. So there we go, the Star Trek Voyager DVDs. And then I have on Blu-ray Star Trek Enterprise, and believe it or not, I couldn't get into this for the life of me, which is extremely unusual because I've had the biggest crush on Scott Bakula since I was 8. Because like I said earlier, I didn't say it earlier, but it's on its way from the UK. I grew up watching Quantum Leap. I love that show. So I'm actually watching this, and so far it's been good, and I'm like, why the hell didn't I watch this? I think I was just so fucking lazy. Back then, I didn't even bother. But, and another guy I love, Jeffrey Combs, he's in this one. He plays the Andorian Shran. And the sad thing is this is canceled after 4 seasons, and they said they were going to put him as as one of the main cast in the credits, and I was like, oh, dude. I hope someday, maybe, especially now with all the hype, well, not really hype, but what Beyond has been generating, and the thing of a new series coming out next year, maybe they can revisit this, or maybe give it the proper conclusion, because I heard the series finale absolutely sucked. But there's season 1, season 2. Again, these cost too much money. I got this on eBay, unfortunately, for $80. It was the cheapest I could find it, and blah blah blah. But the rest are from the UK, because it was about $40, $50 difference. So season 2, season 3, and season 4. So those are all my Star Trek television show DVDs and Blu-rays. So now we get on to the movies. First I have the set that came out in 2009, the original motion picture collection, and no, I did not pay that price for it. I actually did a trade-in and got this for only $17. So this one has, of course, motion picture, Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, 4, The Voyage Home, 5, The Final Frontier. Don't watch it, it's absolutely terrible. 6, The Undiscovered and 6, The Undiscovered Country. So, yep, great set, great special features, and all that is a great set. Start of the movies. So, motion picture. And of course, I have maybe stated this a few times, but this is my favorite Star Trek film, and one of my all-time favorite films, and it's the film that got me into Star Trek, and I have, including the set, 3 copies of it. So I have this steelbook that came out just last year of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Really great. And I got the director's cut. I know everybody's saying, well, there's a problem. There's one point where Sulu talks, but he's not looking at Saavik. And I'm like, I'm not emailing Paramount just for that. I mean, it was the same as with the DVD, and I had no problem with it. But yeah, this is my favorite. It's one of those movies where I need a few copies of it, but the steelbook looks particularly nice. I'll open it up. You got the Nebula and the Enterprise battle with the Reliant. But yeah, I was like, I don't care. I need more copies. Like, I mean, if I can have 3 copies of the first Reanimator, I can have 3 copies of Star Trek 2. Like I said, it's my favorite Star Trek film, the one that started it all for me 34 years ago. So why the hell not, right? And then I have the Next Generation set. Did not pay that, paid $32 on a trade. So this one comes with Generations, and the hint to what I said about Best of Both Worlds earlier. The Next Generation movies got one of the greatest movies for it. That made no sense, but fuck it. Is Star Trek First Contact, which was a taste of Wrath of Khan and Voyage Home put together. They go back in time because the Borg have gone back in time and they want to change history. And Picard still dealing with the after effects 6 years later of what was done to him by the Borg, wants revenge. And it's a great, great movie. It still holds the record of most viewings in the theater, which is 8 times, if you can believe it or not. Back 20 years ago. Like on November 22nd, 1996 is when First Contact came out. And it also has Insurrection, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I liked it for the fact they tried to do some comedy, especially with how dark First Contact was. And then Nemesis. I really love that film. I love the fact that they tried to do a dark tone and very dark subject matter. And this is actually the first movie that Tom Hardy was in, was Star Trek Nemesis. and he was pretty good. So kind of creepy, but yeah, the Star Trek Next Generation films. And then the reboot, which I was so terrified when they said they were doing it, because, you know, you fucked this up and you've destroyed one of the greatest franchises in history. But thank God for J.J. Abrams, huh? He revived 2 epic sci-fi series and brought them back to life. This was my favorite movie of 2009. I saw it 4 times in the theater. It's just a great, great movie, and I'll be watching it tonight. And maybe the next movie. So, yep. I love this movie. It's so great. And it's in my top 100 favorite films of all time. So, Star Trek. And then, I have 2 copies. This is the Region 2 Steelbook, because their Steelbook was a lot nicer than ours. So, but yeah. And I got this on Black Friday for $17. So, yeah, I had no problem with this movie. I know a lot of people did, particularly with who Benedict Cumberbatch was playing, but I was like, guys, come on. You know it's coming. You know they're going to bring back the most iconic villain. And I thought he did a pretty damn good job. He didn't imitate Ricardo Montalban in any way. As long as he didn't say the famous line from Star Trek 2, I was happy. But it also gave me a chance to get my ass in gear and watch Sherlock. Because I figure Benedict Cumberbatch was going to be in one of the greatest things in my life. Duh. Figure out what the deal was, and boy, did I ever. Like, you can probably see it, but there's the Sherlock poster I've had since 2013. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I only saw it once in the theater, but, I mean, I saw it in IMAX 3D, so why would I see it again and not in IMAX 3D? But, I mean, it's $20 to go to IMAX. And unfortunately, we were going to go see it in IMAX this Friday, but the first showing is at $150, and the first showing in just normal 3D is at $11.30, so we're going to go to that one. And maybe I can con my dad into going to see it again. If it's good, I'm hoping Beyond lives up. And to tell you the truth, I'm not worried about Justin Lin doing the directing this movie, because out of the 4 Fast and Furious films he's done, I've only disliked 1, and the other 3 have been awesome. And maybe that's what this series needs, is a new jolt to the arm, because I know a lot of people have been complaining lately. And it's going to be a very sad moment to watch Beyond, because not only for Anton Yelchin, who died last month, which was so tragic, and he was great as Chekhov, but also, I don't know if they'll do something, but I think they will, with the passing of Leonard Nimoy a year ago, because he was a big part in the reboots, particularly the last one. He was only in a cameo in this, but man, did that get a cheer. But yeah, so there we go, guys. My Star Trek collection. I will proudly say I love this more than Star Wars. Please, guys, do not bitch. If you like Star Wars more than Star Trek, all power to you, but a lot of people prefer one or the other. I prefer Star Trek. Just to give you a great can't talk. The only Star Wars movie I saw the most in the theater was Phantom Menace 4 times, and I saw First Contact a total of 8 times. I've seen Wrath of Khan 3 times, once when I was a baby, basically, and the other 2 times in 2012 and in just this past year, back in February. And the new movie I saw 4 times, so... And the Force Awakens I loved, but I felt like it could have been a little bit more. So, like, I still own it, but, I mean, I gave it an 8 out of 10, but it was not my favorite movie of last year, as though that has been bitched to me about. It should have been, but it wasn't, but, yeah. So, yeah, guys, that's the collection. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I will get my ass in gear to do my DVD Blu-ray book update, and and I've already got my tickets for Jason Bourne next week, because my mom wants to go, and we want to go to the VIP theater, which is 19 plus, so no fucking screaming kids. Okay, now I'm at the 20-minute mark, guys, so I should stop talking and end the video. So yeah, I hopefully will do a video review of Beyond, and maybe also do a top 10 of my movies thing, blah. Okay, guys, that's enough of that shit. So I hope you guys all have a good night. Watch a shitload of movies. Sorry about all the flubs. And of course, as always, rate, comment, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.